Welcome everyone to another Results Now webinar. This is Jeff Herring, your host, and we are broadcasting live as usual from our virtual studios here several miles north of Atlanta, Georgia, in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains on a very rainy, stormy afternoon, cooling things off a little bit. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Got folks from all over the world here. So thank you for taking us international. I've been doing this full time for 8.5 years, and I still get a kick out of the ability to reach out all over the world from my house. It's just kind of cool. So our topic today is 5 simple steps to a highly profitable list. List building made as it should be, folks. Easy, simple, and repeatable. Okay. So this is going to be a very special presentation, because it's going to be different than anything else you've ever seen on list building as you and when you play along with what we do in the Results Now workshop portion of our show. And I think you'll like it. So welcome to this very special show. So a couple of announcements coming up. Next week at this time, 167 hours and 59 minutes from right now, we'll be talking about rapid info product creation, how to cash in on your content. Just like everything else I teach, product creation shouldn't take a long time. So that's what we're going to focus on next week. And then over the holiday, over the 4th of July weekend, we're going to do a second annual Celebrating Independence webinar week and offer rebroadcasts, rebroadcasts of the best webinars of 2015 all week. So you'll be getting, as you might imagine, some email and notices about that. So stand by. Now, if you're just joining us, as I know some people are, welcome. Glad you're here for the first time. A little bit about why listen to me. Now, this will be a little bit different, actually a lot different than most of these that you get, because I'm not going to spend a half hour telling you about how great I am. Please. Just want to give you a little background on how I came to be doing this and why it's valuable to hang out for the whole show. What you see here with these 2 newspaper column graphics, there's 2 things that you can lift out of here. 1, I once had dark hair. And 2, and here's the thing I learned from writing a weekly column in the newspaper for 11 years and building a private practice with referrals from this. When you can consistently show people, show your prospects, show your future customers how you approach their problems and how you solve their problems, the unique way that you approach their problems and the unique way you solve their problems, it turns the whole marketing dynamic upside down. No longer are you having to pursue clients, they're pursuing you because they see how you approach problems. They see how you solve problems, and they're attracted to that. And that was true offline in that business. It's about 100 times more true online. So that's what makes a lot of what we do here different. And then there's the obligatory screen capture of me speaking somewhere. And then up here at the top, we'll go in reverse order from right to left. Tom Antion, Alex Mendoza, Lisa Sasevich, Dan Kennedy, 4 people that have been mentors now or colleagues and friends that I've done content marketing for them behind the scenes, and or they use my stuff and use it with their students as well. See, I told you that was going to be short. So, and the other thing is, you don't have to just take my word for it. Entrepreneur Magazine talks about content marketing being king and being the preferred method for today's entrepreneur. And here's why. Traditional marketing tries to convince you how great someone or how great something is. Okay? And tries to talk you into it and sometimes even trick you into it. Content marketing doesn't have to do that, because content marketing demonstrates that you're an expert, demonstrates that your resources are good and great. So it's a valuable and beautiful thing. Now, here's the big picture with my world. 5 simple steps to 6-figure success. Simple and repeatable. And if you just follow those numbers there, content creation and all the good things that come from it, online visibility, traffic generation, list building, our focus today. Because, folks, your fortune and your future is in the follow-up. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then number 5, product creation. These are the 5 necessary steps to success online in any niche. So we're focusing here on number 4, list building, growing a highly responsive community today. Now, if you're a beginner, I'm really glad you're here, because we're going to get you, or get some of the mistakes out of the way for you and talk about what to do instead so you can make quicker progress. And if you're like a lot of folks, been doing this for a while and yet you're not making the income you know you could and should, I'm really glad you're here. That's one of my favorite things to do, is get you to the cash quick. And I always am honored by number 3, fellow experts here looking for a powerful edge, because I'm doing that too. So here's what you're going to get today. A little bit of webinar wisdom, the profitable list building mindset, because how you look at this is important. 3 big profitable list building mistakes and what to do instead, the power of profitable list building. And then in our Results Now Mini workshop, I'm calling it Where Do You Stand? We're going to be able to tell exactly where you are with your list building and exactly what you need to do next. I'm going to walk you through your next success step to help you do that, give you a profitable list building genius tip. And folks, like all my events, so much more. And like all my events, guess what? This one has a couple of sponsors. The first one is a very special offer at the end of the show called Profitable List Building. Very powerful course, 5 simple steps that you're going to get an overview of today. Now, that does mean that, in fact, there will be an offer at the end of the show. Now, I'm going to say something really radical. I don't want you to invest in it unless and until I've delivered on all my promises. And I will come to you here and ask you to tell me whether I did or not here in the chat. So be ready for that. And then I do want you to feel obligated to invest in it, because you'll be investing in yourself. So I want you to feel obligated to invest in you and moving forward. And our other sponsor is a local organization I'm a part of called Be Rich. Do more and give more. Has to do with realizing that we already are rich and let's do it well. This organization partners with other places in the city and the area that are doing good, feeding people, clothing people, helping people, giving people homes. And we raise money to be able to do that and do stuff all year. Like this last weekend, Caleb and I worked at the food drive Sunday afternoon. And this is so ridiculously good. In one day, we raised 50 tons of food, or collected 50 tons of food for people that otherwise aren't going to be eating. So kind of cool, huh? You know what really struck me about that experience? I was thinking about it earlier today. Because, we're standing out under a tarp or a tent that didn't cover us. We were in the parking lot. It was hot. And we're filling up boxes with food. And people are bringing their boxes and bags of food. And you could tell that some people had gone by the store and bought some food to bring. Cool, great, thank you. Other people, you could tell just by the way it was placed in a bag or a box, had just emptied the extra out of their pantries. And what the word that really struck me there was extra. And that's what it means by be rich and doing it well. People giving of their extra to folks that don't have any. It's a cool thing. Okay, so that's one of our sponsors here too. Everything I do like this, live webinars, in person, a portion of what comes in goes to that organization because I really believe in it and support it. So later on, when you invest in the course, you will not only be investing in yourself, you'll be investing in helping other folks, which is a very cool thing to do, and be rich. So here is your webinar wisdom to start off our show. Love your list and love your life. Take great care of your list community, and your list community will take great care of you. We could do a whole webinar just on that quote, okay? And in a minute, we'll break down what some of that means and the mistakes and what to do instead, okay? When you love your list and take good care of them, you're going to love your life. It's just the way this stuff works, okay? So let me check in with you guys. Is that making sense, yay or nay, in the Q&A? Love your list, love your life. And as we dive in here, let's talk about the profitable list building mindset and what it's not. So many people, so many students and clients that I work with, as we begin to drill deep in the beginning, they've made list building a necessary and painful online chore. and it's a burden and they don't want to do it and they put it off and then they don't take good care of their list and blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's kind of a lousy mindset. I mean, I get it. If it's a struggle for you because you're not used to it. I want to take away that struggle for you and give you the proper mindset so that you can view this right, so that you can do this right. So here's what it is. Listen, folks, you're building a relationship asset. Okay? The relationship you build with your list is where the long-term profit is. You've probably heard, if you've been online for more than 2 minutes, the money's in the list. That's just one of the myths. It's not true. The money is not in the list. The money is in the relationship you have with the people that are in your list community. All right. The money is not in the list. The money is in the relationship you have with the people with live hearts and live heads in your list community. Okay. Do this right, and it will last you a lifetime. Okay. You like that, Carol? View this right so you can do this right. Yeah. There you go. When you do this right, it will last you a lifetime. There are people on this webinar that have been with me since the beginning when I first started playing around with this in 05 and 06. And that's my goal, is to have lifetime customers. I'm going to show you how in just a second. So that's the profitable list building mindset. Here's one of the first big mistakes people make. Now, I know this may come as a shock to some. It doesn't to me, because I'm seasoned. I've been doing this for a few years. I have actually had people say this to me about their community, about the people on their list. I know this is not going to last, so I'm going to suck as much money out of these people as I can, as fast as I can. And these people that have said this to me, they don't have horns. They don't look like nasty folks, but I just think that's a mistake. Okay. I think that comes across. And I think that that doesn't last for a long-term relationship and a long-term community and a long-term business. So what to do instead? Serve your community of lifelong customers. Okay. Here's how I look at it. I get to serve you guys. It's a privilege. I love it. It's fun. Okay. It gets me up with a grin on my face and sends me to bed hours later, weary, tired, wore out, haven't spent everything, leaving nothing on the field with a grin on my face. Because when you do that, a byproduct of that is long-term wealth, folks. So, there's selfish benevolence here. The selfishness is it pays. The benefit is, the benevolence is, you serve your community. You take really good care of people, and guess what? They're going to take really good care of you. So let's look at mistake number 2, which is having only one on-ramp to your list community. Now, I know some of you are struggling with getting your first opt-in page up. All right. So I get that. Okay. I'll help you with that. We've got programs to help you do that. Okay. What you want to do is have more than one on-ramp. If you've only got one on-ramp, if that doesn't appeal to a person, they may not join your community, and they could have been a good prospect. Okay. Here's a quote by Dan Kennedy. The worst number in business is 1. Okay. Because if all you have is 1 and that one doesn't work or doesn't fit, you're in trouble. If you go to jeffherring.com, on that website, there are multiple places. There's probably like 6 or 7 ways to opt in just on the homepage. And that's how what you ought to do. You ought to have multiple opt-in on-ramps. Okay, how's that for a new phrase? Multiple opt-in on-ramps. MOIOR. More. Doesn't work too much, does it? All right. So if you use a fishing analogy, you want to have multiple lines in the water. Look, if you're fishing for fun and for sport and for kicks, one line in the water, just fine, right? If you're fishing to eat, I want multiple lines in the water. Same way with opt-ins and with building your list community. So, and then the third one that we see often with the lone wolf approach, I can do this on my own. I can figure it out and build my list on my own. Well, you know what? Good luck with that. I've been building lists in several different businesses for a lot of years. Okay. And here's the reality. I still go to list building webinars, take list building courses, go to list building workshops when I go to events. Because if I can get one little edge, I know what I can do with it. That will turn into profit, into helping people. Okay. So what you want to do instead is always, always, always get every edge you can from trainings, coaches, mentors, and the course we're going to offer you at the end of the show. So a little bit about the power of profitable list building. You hear me talk a lot about what most people do versus what you ought to do. Most people, and the reason we don't want to do what most people do is because most people are broke. Okay. So most people get a customer to make a sale. They want a live, warm body to make a sale to. Okay. No, the opposite is true for profitable list building. Okay. You want to get a sale to create a customer for life. Every single day, I go into my database and just do random checks on names. And I see if they've purchased anything, one thing or many things. And most people have purchased multiple things from me. Okay. That's called a customer for life. And that's fun. You know, some of you I've been able to meet at live events, and it's such a kick to hang out with you, see you in person and do stuff and learn and everything. One of the reasons it's a kick for me is that, you know, somewhere during that first time of meeting people that know me from online, I'll get something like this. You know, Jeff, somehow I thought you were going to be taller. And I really didn't know what to do with that for the first few times I heard that. And finally, I came up with a great response to that. And so now I welcome it when somebody says, you know, I thought you'd be taller. My response is, yeah, so did I. You know, and I stopped at 5'10", and I was hoping for 6'3" or 6'4". That's the way that is. You want to get a sale to create a customer for life. Take great care of folks, and you will have customers for life. Now, we are going to dive in here to the results now part of our show, and going to take you through some steps that are going to show you exactly where you are with your list building and exactly what you need to do next. All right, you guys ready for that? Give me a great big yay or nay in the Q&A, please. Thank you for all those yays. All right, so we have our little pie chart here where we're going to talk about the 5 simple steps to building a highly profitable list. Remember, that was the title of this show, the promise of this show. Now, let me warn you about a couple things. It's storming outside, and it's thundering. Okay, there are 2 dogs in the room with me. One who is totally cool with thunder. The other one, not so much. Sometimes he will howl at it. So expect that. And usually when there's this kind of storm, there are accidents on the roads, which brings ambulances and fire trucks and their sirens. And Duke will howl up a storm for that. So we may get some good background music. Thank you for all those yays about moving on here. All right. So the 5 simple steps to a profitable list community. First one is creating content that converts. Content that gets people to want more from you, that whets their appetite, that gives them a sample, a taste of how you approach their problems and how you solve their problems, and leaves them wanting more. So that's step 1. Okay. Now, about the time your content has resulted in them wanting more is when you offer the call to action. So you've given them great stuff, and now you're going to offer them more. And now I'd like to invite you to get your free instant access to whatever it is you're giving them. Okay. So step 1, content that converts. Step 2, a call to action that gets people excited about moving forward and gets them excited about joining your list community and gets them excited about getting something from you. You really, really want to understand the psychology of that, because you're taking somebody from stranger to prospect to, hopefully, the intention is lifelong customer and friends. So, I mean, when we go to the NAMS workshops down here in Atlanta, one of my favorite things, and I'm the only speaker out of 13 NAMS now that's spoken at every one. But even if I wasn't speaking, I'd go there just to hang out with people. It's fun to hang out with you guys after hanging out on webinars like this. So, content that converts, step 1. Step 2 is a call to action. Step 3 is your opt-in, what I call your magnetic opt-in page, where people give you their email address, sometimes their name, in order to get the goodie from you. All right. Now, here's a little rule about opt-in pages that we go into in depth in the course. Okay. The less you ask for, the more you get. The less you ask for, the more you get. So if you're asking for first name, last name, email, you're going to get some. But if you only ask for first name and email, you're going to get more. If you only ask for email, you're going to get even more. Okay. So that's part of creating a magnetic opt-in page, probably one of about 24 things I do on my opt-in pages and then on my students' opt-in pages. Okay. Joe is asking a great question about content. Is it a blog post, an article? It can be, Joe, anything that's content. It can be a blog post, an article, a video, a webinar like this one, a teleseminar, an infographic, a podcast, anything that qualifies as content. So content that converts, call to action. Step 3 is an opt-in. Now, most people, again, we don't want to be most people, if they finally get going and get these 3 things going, that's where they stop. And they don't do number 4 and number 5. I believe long-term profits and even wealth are in steps 4 and steps 5. Okay, remember, steps 1, 2, and 3 are content that converts, a call to action, and an opt-in page. Step 4 is your follow-up. Folks, write this down. Your fortune and your future are in the follow-up. And listen, you know how I like to make things simple and easy, right? Here's a simple and easy one. When you follow up with folks, it sets you apart from 99.9% of the folks out there. Because as easy as it is to follow up with my list care strategies and list follow-up strategies, it's also easy not to do it. Most people don't do it. A story from back in the psychologist private practice days, I got a referral from a nurse at the hospital that I didn't know, never heard of. She'd read my column and referred this client to me. I called her up and said, thank you for the referral. Met with them today, have a signed release for you and I to talk, and just want to know, that your patient's in my care, and my door is open for you and I to talk about it. And I just want to call and thank you. And she was like, really? This is you? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And it was so funny because as we were hanging up, I heard her say to her colleagues, you'll never guess who just called me. And I'm like, golly, listen, folks, that's the power of follow-up. It will impress people and keep your name in their mind. Okay. Another example of that, when I first started selling my content creation templates 8 years ago, and I still do this every now and then when there's time, an order will come in and I'll call up the person and thank them. And they're like, oh, come on, this isn't you. And yeah, sure is. I think so. And talk about building loyalty. Follow-up is huge, folks. Okay, now, one of the many things I'm doing right now on this live webinar with you is I'm following up. Because you came into my world through a variety of different means. You're in my list community. You've signed up for a webinar. Thank you very much. This is a form of follow-up. Because, whether it's a video series or a template that you got, or you saw me somewhere speaking, now we're getting to spend more time together in the intimacy of this webinar. And, I hope you're finding that I like what I do, care about your results, and have kind of pretty much fun doing it. And so this is a form of follow-up where you further engage folks and further bond and connect with folks. Really, folks, I promise you, your fortune and your future are in the follow-up. So step one, content that converts. Step two is a call to action. Step three is your opt-in. Step four is your follow-up. Step five grows out of step four, conveniently, since five follows four. And those are list care strategies, taking great care of your list community. Now, a simple way to do that is answer their questions. Another simple way to do that is ask them questions. You do those two things, you're doing a whole lot better than most folks. Here's another list care strategy. Okay, now this is a little bit revolutionary. I've got to ask you for permission to do this. And there's a bit of a delay on this platform between my asking and you typing in it showing up. Well, here goes, okay? Would you like a very radical way to care for your list community that really is going to blow your mind, and it's not what you expect, it's not what you think? Give me a yay or nay in the Q&A here. And we can just listen to the thunder roll in the background, because with this cool microphone, it picks up that kind of stuff. Okay, so heck yeah, oh yeah, bring it on, Jeff. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool, thanks. All right. A great way to both follow up with your community and take great care of them is to make them offers. It's to offer them stuff. It's to offer them their next success steps. Because listen, if you've got their next success steps, the things that will help them improve and help other people, and you don't offer it to them, my goodness, you're doing them a disservice. And you're also doing yourself a disservice. So actually making offers is a great way to care for your community. Thank you for that big yeah, Shelly. And listen, this is another way to make more money. You make more offers, you make more money. Okay? So those are the five. Listen to Dawn. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, Jeff. Well, we're going to try to keep this rated family, okay? All right, so here's the big 5 steps to a profitable list. Content that converts, call to action, opt-in page, follow-up, and list care. When you do these 5 things, you'll do well. The trouble is, or the challenge is, most folks are kind of good at some, pretty good at one, and struggle with a few. So now we're going to do a little bit of a workshop here. And we're going to help you assess exactly where you are. And we're going to do that. First thing I want you to do, if you got a sheet of paper in front of you and a pen, I want you to draw a big circle. And then section that circle off into 5 pieces like you see here. Okay? If you're driving, don't do this, right? Imagine it or pull over, all right? Just draw a big circle, section it into 5 sections like this, where we've got content that converts, that leads to a call to action, which goes into an opt-in box, and then you follow up and do list care. Shelly says, my pleasure, sir. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, so what we're going to do is measure where you are on these 5 steps on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? So follow the fun little arrow here. And this one's pulled out for demonstration purposes, for training purposes, or training purposes. So you're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, you're doing pretty bad. 10, you got it nailed, okay? So mark a little place on your paper for each section. If it's a 1, mark it here. If it's a 5, mark it here. A 9, mark it up here, okay? So on creating content that converts, where would you rate yourself? Are you strong, or is it a challenge for you? And you can go ahead and answer these in the Q&A. Give the number you give yourself for content that converts from 1 to 10. And we'll move on here, and I'll acknowledge the numbers as they come in. Can y'all hear that rain and thunder? My goodness, it's fun to watch out there. All right, so that's content. Now, on creating a call to action, on inviting people to get your freebie and to go to your opt-in page, rate yourself on the same thing, okay? 1s are down here in the center, 10s are out here on the outside. Okay, so are you a 2? You're not doing so great, but you're not horrible. Are you a 7? You're getting there. Okay, where are you? Just do an honest assessment. If you want to share it here in the chat, that's great. Joan's talking about a 5 for content. Good. Okay. This is for you to see and shine some light on maybe why you're struggling with list building. Okay. There's Debbie B with a 5 for content. So now we're working on call to action. So rate yourself on a call to action. And then we're going to do number 3, step 3, creating a magnetic opt-in page. Are you an expert at it like I am? Or do you not have a clue on where to get started? And you're way down here in the middle. Okay. So just rate yourself. Give yourself a little mark and draw a line across that section. Okay. So far, you've rated yourself for content, for a call to action, for your opt-in. Okay. Sarah's got a 5. I got tons of content. Not all converts, though. So that shows you where we need to work, right? Okay. So let's rate you on the follow-up. How good are you at following up with your list community? Okay. 1s are down here. 10s are up here. Be honest yet gentle with yourself. Because if you were perfect with this, you wouldn't be on this webinar, right? You're here to go from where you are to where you want to be. And again, wherever you are, let's say you're a 5, just draw a little line across here, which brings us to the last one, list care, taking great care of your community with your list care strategies. Some of you may say, I didn't even know there were list care strategies. I'm way down here. Or some may say, hey, I got this going on. I'm good. Okay. So thank you for the numbers you're sharing here with us. Now, if you drew a little circle or a little line across each one of these, rating where you are, okay, you formed a pretty bumpy wheel, a pretty bumpy circle. Okay, I got some 1s coming in, all right, for the list care. That tells us a lot. Imagine driving home or taking your next trip in a car full of wheels like the one you just created. There's a line here and a line here and a line here and a line here and a line down here. It's going to be a bumpy ride, right? Now, the good news. Well, first, let's back up. The bad news is some of you are squirming at this point because you're like, no wonder I'm struggling. I'm not doing this very well or this very well or that very well. All right. Now, there are a couple of ways out of that. I'm going to show you one now, and then I'm going to walk you through your next success steps and make you an incredibly cool offer on the list building course so you can fix all this. And very quickly, too. So the bad news is like Diva with a 2 here, some of your challenges have been revealed. All right. So what I want you to think about first, though, is where are you the strongest? Share with us in the Q&A, in the chat. Where are you the strongest? Because one of these has got to be the strongest for you, right? And if they're all 1s, I am really glad you're here. And get ready to invest in yourself because you're going to want this course. Okay. Most of you are going to be varied all over the place here. So where are you the strongest? I would say out of those, I'm pretty strong on all of them. My strongest, of course, would be here, creating content. And then these are pretty good. But I guess my strongest would be the content creation. Candy heard that thunder. Yeah, Carol's strongest at content. Good. All right. So that's a good thing. Now, where do you have the biggest challenge? Where's your biggest challenge? That's question number 2. Okay. Honestly, there's not one of these that are a big challenge. I have to be careful that I play around with the language here and don't say the same thing over and over again. Joan's biggest challenge is call to action. Okay, cool. That's good to know. All right. Now, one of the things you can do, just pick out one of these. Let's say you're a 2 on content and you want to get up to here. Okay. What's the very next step you could take to go from a 2 to a 3? Okay. It might be something as simple as creating some more content so you get good at it. Okay. Alan is challenged with the follow-up. Sammy says, my major strengths are in the follow-up and caring for customers. Need to work on the content in other areas. Yeah, got to start it off that way. Okay. So simple steps to go from a 2 to a 3. And then in the course, we'll walk you through getting you strong on all of these, because we use this assessment in there. And I use it often. 1, to know exactly where you are. And then 2, to celebrate your successes. Okay. Okay, Andrea is good with content and videos, but failing to get off the ground with more than that. Oh man, I can't wait to work with you and build out these other 4. And then question number 3, what will you change? Or I'm sorry, take out the you. What will change when you get off 5 areas heading towards 10? That's what I want you to imagine. What will change in your business when you get all areas heading toward 10? See, what I want you guys to have the ability to do at the end of the course I'm getting ready to offer you, and this is cool, okay? I want you to have the ability to get up any day you choose, create an offer, send it out there to folks. Well, let me back up. To create a freebie, send it out there to folks, and they grab it, and now they're in your community. And then you can sit down, create an offer it to folks, and the cash comes in. I want you to get a taste of the confidence that comes with being able to do that. That is a huge thing, folks. And it's there for every single one of you. Every single one of you is able to get there. So that can be one of the things that will change when you get all 5 areas heading towards 10. It might be that you get to look at the person that's told you, you can't make money online, you're never going to succeed, and just grin. Okay? I do that all the time, because when the therapeutic community that I was a part of, when I was a therapist, a psychologist, when they found out I was going to go do this full time, they went, you're nuts. You've got a full and thriving practice. Why are you doing this? Joan says you'll have a strong business. Yeah. And a year or 2 later, when they found out how well I was doing at it, I still get calls and emails from folks down there going, I've heard about what you're doing, and will you teach me? We could probably work something out. Yeah, sure. Okay. Another thing that could change is that you're making a difference out in your community, out in your world. Okay. That feels good, to make a difference. And I'll tell you what feels even better, just honestly, to make a difference and make a profit from it and live a lifestyle that you like. Okay. So those are some things that can change as you head all these areas towards 10. Okay. So now, we've looked at some webinar wisdom, the mindset necessary so you can view this the right way, to do this the right way, 3 nasty mistakes to avoid, and what to do instead, the absolute power of doing this well. And then we looked at this list of 5 steps: content that converts, call to action, and opt-in, and a follow-up, and then list care. Okay. Heck yeah, Andrea, we can do a lot with that. I can't wait. These are the 5 simple steps that are simple, easy, and repeatable. And repeatable is important. Okay. I was going to say master these. Get good at these. You don't even have to master them to get good results. Get good at these. Do them over and over. You're going to have a list that is hungry for what you have. And that is. All right, folks, we are back after a lightning strike that shut down everything here. Thanks for hanging out, and give me just a second, and I'm going to get the PowerPoint back up here for you. There's just one more thing I got to do. In the meantime, if you want to, well, no, I can't give you that because you'll understand in a minute. So hang on a second, and we'll get this worked out. Oh, thank you for that. Welcome back, Sammy. I was just about to ask if that had in fact worked. So good. I'm glad it did. All right. So let me get, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to go there. Okay. This will just take a second. Hopefully. Mother Nature always wins. Thank you, Carol. All right. How about that? We'll slip this over here, back where it was. Now, we're going to do a very quick review of what we've done. See how quick that is? Because we were right here. I was getting ready to ask you if I had delivered, because I showed you all those things, including the 5 simple steps and how to assess yourself on all of them. And I was just getting ready to ask you, had I delivered, when Mother Nature said hello. So thank you, Mother Nature. And thank you for the internet for coming back. So tell me, have I delivered? Even in the middle of a thunderstorm. All right. Diva can hear me now. Thank you. Jim says all good again. And yes, you have delivered, Jeff. Okay. All right. So listen, when I put this together for you and forgot to put the lightning rod up, right? I had 2 choices. I could give it, Andrew says, yay, way to stay cool, calm, and collected. Yeah. When you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, right? I had 2 choices, right? One, I could give you this presentation and give you good stuff and say, hey, good luck. See you later. Let me know how it works out. Or, oh, Alan says it was most enlightening. Oh, that's the real strike with that pun. Yeah, there you go. I get a charge out of that. So I had 2 choices. Let you go off on your own. Or choice 2 would be to design and create something that would help you move forward and move forward faster, go further faster, which is what I like to do, right? So, of course, I chose number 2 for you, right? So, in everything I do, I want to take it from the complicated to the simple. There's no need to complicate this stuff. My buddy Al Einstein said everything should be made as simple as possible, and I agree. I also like to take it from expensive to affordable. I want to put this in reach for you guys so you can do stuff with this, so you can go use this stuff. So what I want to introduce you to, now, those of you that have this already can start talking about what it's done for you here, and I'll read those out too. Those of you that don't, get ready to come on board because I got a great offer coming for you. Okay, so I want to introduce List Building Gold Secrets. Profitable list building, simple and repeatable, where you master those 5 steps we just talked about. Now, here are 7 reasons to join List Building Gold Secrets today. And the bonus reason is, gosh, Jeff came back on and kept it together through all this, right? Along with, this is led by someone, me, who does this every single day. This isn't something I play around with. This is my full-time job. My full-time thing is helping you guys do this stuff. And I build my list community every day. You're going to get 5 powerful modules. And these are just the basic modules. We got more coming for you. But you're going to get a module on content that converts. You're going to get a module on call to action magnets. Module 3 is creating magnetic opt-in pages. Number 4 is your follow-up strategies. And number 5 is your list care strategies, taking you through each one of those steps. The modules will contain webinars, trainings, videos, templates, all these things. The first bonus you're going to get is a list building consult with me. You and I on the phone, walking you through how to make this better. No one else at my level does this, and I do it. Some people say I'm nuts. I think people are nuts not to, because I get to know my list community that way. People go further faster by doing that. You get a members-only list building Facebook community where you get to support each other, help each other out, get feedback, and it becomes a very strong community. You're going to get entrance to my secret list building vault. Almost everything I've ever written about list building and almost all my videos about list building. And you're going to get a powerful bonus in LinkedIn list building strategies. There is one there. Part of it is there now. what I'll be adding to it in the very next few days is list building with some incredible new stuff at LinkedIn that it's just blowing me away every day, the results. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is imagine 1 month from now. And if you're not driving a car or operating heavy machinery, relax and close your eyes and imagine 1 year from now. Not 1 year, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month from now. And you're using this stuff. Your list is growing. You're learning how to serve them. And part of that is you're giving them stuff they want and they're investing in it. And things are starting to work well for you. Now add to that this bonus reason, what I call the art of the JV. There's an entire module in there training you how to do JVs. Now, listen, if your list size is 25 or 50 or 100 or less, don't knock yourself out of the JV game. Okay, you're probably not going to JV with somebody who's got a list of 100,000, but what about all those other people at your level that are 100 or less? Get those people to JV with you. They send their people to your opt-in page, and your list can grow. If everybody from that list came, your list doubles from 100 to 200. And that bonus is worth the whole investment, I believe. Now, other programs like this are going to cost you somewhere from $1,000 to $2,000 and more. I know because I keep track of this stuff. I've researched it and I've bought some of those. And I can tell you they do not work as well as what you're about to get. So this course, Profitable List Building, is only $497 for everything. And there is your link, List Building Gold Secrets. Going to send it out to you here in a minute. But wait, you guys know that's not the best deal I'm going to give you, right? You guys want a better deal? I am going to give you a better deal when you tell me to here in the chat. I want you to tell me that by yelling as loud as you can here in the chat, move that slide. And while you're doing that, I'm going to type in the URL here that you can use. And there it is for you. And all right, I'm getting all the move that slides coming this way. Okay, cool. Thank you. Since you asked, I will. Get all this stuff. 5 training modules, all the bonuses, consult with me, list building vault, Facebook community group, art of the JV, all that good stuff. Webinar special, $300 off. You get it all for 3 payments of only $77, or you can save $34 and do a one-time investment of only $197 when you go to List Building Gold Secrets. Now, let's take a look inside your members area so you can see what you're about to get. Here's the List Building Gold Secrets members area. Make it a little bit bigger for you. Every one of my courses has a Get Started Here module, so you'll know exactly where to get started and exactly what to do next. Okay? So you see all these things. These videos are 5 minutes or less. Okay? Module 1 is content that converts. Module 2, call to action magnets. We'll just go and look at that one. Okay, so there's your training and more. Magnetic opt-in page, follow-up strategies, list care strategies. Really one of my favorite modules, showing you how to take really great care now that you have a sacred trust with your list community. Bonus number 1, the conversation with me, LinkedIn building strategies, the art of the JV, my vault, recommended resources, and more coming your way. All right, so that is what you're about to get involved in. You can see how easy it is to navigate. Once you're in, you can navigate over here as well. And you're going to get training on all 5 of these simple steps. Okay. So now, again, the webinar special is $300 off. It's an investment of only $197. Yeah, Alan, that's right. And that's what you're going to, that's correct, Alan. Use that link, Alan. And you'll see why in a second. one-time investment of $197 saves you $34, or you can finance it across 3 months of $77 payments, 3 of those. And listen, you do what I tell you to do on the inside, you won't have to finance something at this level. Because one of the things I promised you folks is your profitable list building genius tip. And here are 2 ways I've done this for years. Okay. So you're really getting 2 genius tips here, 2 for the price of 1. Number 1, evergreen traffic driven to multiple magnetic opt-in pages. All right. When you put, yes, Lynn, it's lifetime access to this training, and lifetime as defined by whoever dies first, you, me, or the internet. Okay. You've got it for life. So you can consume it whenever you want. We're going to keep adding to it and making it better. When you create evergreen traffic, when you have content out there that's evergreen, videos, audios, blog posts, articles, it continues to drive traffic to multiple magnetic opt-in pages. Okay. When you do that, your list grows even when you're not working. All right. Now, another genius tip. So I told you the way to automate it with tip number 1. Tip number 2 is the way to keep it going. Okay. Because part of human nature, Lynn, is that we reach a goal, we celebrate, and then we stop doing all the stuff that got us there. Okay. You really want to be successful. Not only keep doing all the things that got you there, do more of them. Wendy is in. Welcome aboard, Miss Wendy. And keep doing all the stuff that got you there and do more of what got you there. And it gets better. So I take at least 1 real-time list building action every day. It might be just doing a Facebook update, taking somebody to an opt-in page. It might be an article. It might be a quick 2-minute video. It might be a webinar. Okay. When you do 1 real-time list building action every day, what I call one of my DRGRs, daily revenue generating rituals, folks, it's a wonderful thing. And your list continues to grow. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask them, because we're going to do a little bit of Q&A if we have them here towards the end. Here's something I want you to burn into your brain. When you take great care of your list community, your list community will take great care of you. It's happening right now, folks. I take great care of you guys, and you guys are investing in this course. And I can't wait to see your list grow because of it. So thank you. And you're living out right now exactly what we're talking about here. Take great care of your list community, and your list community will take great care of you. So why in the world should you join this today if you haven't already? All right. So let me break it down for you into 3 components. There's a lot more than 3, but I wanted to make it simple at 3. Okay. I'm going to teach you on the inside 5 simple and repeatable steps to list building. Remember, it's content that converts, a call to action that leads into an opt-in page, right? And welcome aboard to Andrea as well. Can't wait to work with you. So content that converts, a call to action, magnetic opt-in page, following up strategies, and list care strategies. Listen, folks, come close. This is important. I don't want you to miss this. Oh, Wendy, I love it. For me, it might be a new song. Cool, Wendy, I love it. I love Andrea. I love you. I'm in. Got to get this thing rolling. So I'm unsubscribing to everything else for the next few months. Focus. Love it. You're going to love the results. The rest of y'all will too. Come on, get on board. Listen, come close. This is important. No more guesswork. You don't have to get up every day figuring how in the heck am I going to build my list. Do these 5 simple steps, and you'll know where you are all the time, what you need to do next, and what to do to get started. Okay. So, and you're going to get the latest list building strategies. I'm about to upload some new LinkedIn strategies that are blowing even me away. A seasoned person doing this for years. The results are just blowing me away. All right. I want to keep this simple and easy for you folks. It's the only way to fly. And then really what this module gives you, the art of the JV, is worth 10 times the investment in this course. It really is, because here's what you're going to get. Okay. I'm going to show you how to be ready for JVs, how to approach people, how to handle them. Even if your list is 57 people strong. I'm going to show you how to approach people that have a little bit less and a little bit more than you and build your list that way. Okay. Every time I do one of these where one of my colleagues hosts me, we do a JV and they send their people to my opt-in page, my list grows by hundreds. When I really, really hit this hard, the first 5 months of 2013, brace yourself, because I was doing 2 or 3 webinars a day for other people, and I'm gearing up to do that again with some new stuff coming in August. My list grew by over 7,500 people from January of 13 to May of 13. You can do the same thing. Start with small numbers to get to the big numbers, folks. So 3 reasons to join listbuildinggoldsecrets.com right now. 5 simple and repeatable steps, the latest list building strategies and the art of the JV, and so much more. Now listen, your special link is right there in the chat. Scroll down and it'll be right there, or it should be up at the top actually, since I put it in. Go grab your list building gold secrets, folks. Because we, not letting a thunderstorm stop us, are here on the last slide. So, you know everything you're going to get. You got all the bonuses in mind, the consult with me, the list building vault, all my articles and videos about list building, the Facebook community, the art of the JV, the LinkedIn list building strategies, and the new cutting edge stuff that's coming with that. If you need me to finance this for you, cool. I've been there. 3 payments of only $77. One now, one in a month, one a month after that. And when you do the things I tell you to do on the inside, you just won't need to finance something at this level again. You just won't. Or, like a lot of people do, you can save $34 and come on board with just 1 payment of $197. Okay. So either way, it's a beautiful thing. We'll build your list together. I can't wait. Because see, here's the thing. Part of my message is helping you get your message out there. So every day I get to help you build your list. And then you get to help people and make a difference in people's lives. It's a great way to do life. And I can't wait to help you. All right. So questions coming in. One of them is, when does the training start? Well, good news, Sally. It's there waiting for you. Okay, you can start as soon as you get on board, before your head hits the pillow. And the first thing I'm going to do when we sign off of this webinar is make sure everybody's connected. So don't worry about that at all. All right, so it's all there for you. It's all recorded. Now, I will occasionally do bonus stuff live, but everything you need is in there and waiting for you. Let's see, Sammy. She's talking about, or he is talking about the 2 different business models, content creation versus affiliate programs. Many of my students will be able to tell you the answer that's coming, Sammy, because I get a lot of either or questions from folks, and most of the time the answer is not either or. The best path is do both. Create content, create your information products, and have affiliates. Okay, both work. Okay, welcome aboard to Sarah. Hey, how you doing, Sarah? So glad you're on board for a lot of reasons. And so you do both, Sammy. It's not either or. I love when somebody invests in my stuff. Okay, and I love when someone on someone else's community invests. And I love writing affiliate checks and sending affiliate money through PayPal to folks. That means I've made money. Okay. And a lot of times when I affiliate for other people, I'll forget about it. And then I'll get these PayPal dumps like, where'd that come from? Oh, cool. That'll work. So you do both. This is Kathy. If I do the 3 payments, Jeff, do I get everything at once? Or do I have to wait till I make all 3 payments? Listen, I do this on the honor system. I like treating people like big kids. And so you get everything with the first payment of 77, and then you just continue to make those, and you'll enjoy it as you're moving forward. Okay. So We are in the home stretch here, folks. Congrats to everybody that's on board. If you're not hooked up immediately, I'm going to go in and check on everybody and make sure you're connected. So stand by, that's coming. Now, the question always arises, how do we get the consult, Jeff? Well, there'll be a tab in your members area to set that up and how to schedule that. My recommendation is start with the Get Started Here module. Don't play too smart for the room because that just messes you up. I've had long-term experts come in here, look at that Get Started Here module and go, I didn't know that. So start there and then get started with this, and then let's do that consult. That way you've got some of this under your belt and you can get more out of it. And I look forward to chatting with you. Jeff, what if I have no list at all? I'm just starting. Is this a good way to go? Oh my gosh, yes. Well, the other alternative would be to go out, do some other stuff, make the mistakes everybody else has made, bang your head against the wall. In a year from now, go, oh, I'm going to go get Jeff's list building gold secrets. You could do that. I don't recommend it. What I would recommend is getting on board now so you can avoid all those mistakes, jump on board, get this thing done, and get all the good stuff that comes with having a well cared for list community. Now, a lot of my colleagues get frustrated with me when I enter affiliate contests because they know I'm going to do really well. For a lot of reasons, I will only promote something that I believe in, that I have, okay? Or I know that person so well, I know their stuff's going to be good. And there's your link again, folks, your special link there in the chat box. And they know that I'm going to either win that affiliate contest or do real well because I take great care of my community. And because of that, you guys trust me. And when I say grab something, you guys grab it, okay? And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do in this course, how to take incredible care of your list. Thank you, Joan. Says, thanks for the great session. Sammy says, thanks, great insights. Thank you, guys. To take great care of your community so that they will respond to you and respond to your recommendations and invest in your products and services, okay? And the beautiful thing, folks, some of those people that invest in your products and services will become lifetime customers and go further with you and spend more money with you as they go into mentor programs and masterminds, and you get to end up helping people for life. And it's a great way to go, okay? And every single one of you here, you're not here because the pool's closed, right? You're here to learn something. You got a message inside of you. You want to get out there. And these 5 simple steps, content that converts, leading to a call to action, which goes into a magnetic opt-in page. And as you follow up and take great care of your community, guess what? These things happen. People come on board. Alan, welcome. Oh, welcome aboard. Can't wait to work with you. Had a good feeling about you, especially with all those puns we were getting a charge out of. You get to work with people for a long time. And it's a beautiful thing, okay? You'll be able to do that same stuff by following these 5 steps. Now, did I find these 5 steps somewhere and follow them or whatever? No, folks, I made this up as I went along. I figured it out, started building my own list community, and saw a lot of stuff I didn't like. So I thought, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do this better. And so where these 5 steps come not from reading a book or going to a seminar about it. These 5 steps come from 8.5 years of doing this full time every day. And so I can guarantee you that they work when you follow them. Now, I can't guarantee you what your income is going to be, all right? Because I don't know how hard you're going to work. You may do better than me. You may do half as well as me. Either way, it's going to be great, right? So either way, you're going to love it, okay? But I can promise you that when you follow these 5 steps, good things are going to happen, all right? So we're in the home stretch here. And like I said, I'll make sure everybody's connected before I do anything else after this, which I believe tonight entails taking Caleb to see Jurassic World. So anyway, here we go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. There's a lot of places you could be. You chose to be with us, and I genuinely appreciate that. Always feel honored by that, especially when you hang out through the middle of a lightning strike that knocks us straight off, and you hang out till I get back on. So, tip of the hat to you guys. Heartfelt tip of the hat. I appreciate that. So here's what I want you to do next. Go get this stuff at your special link there in the chat box and right there on the screen, listbuildinggoldsecrets.com. And folks, go use this stuff because it flat out works. And we will catch you next time. I will leave this screen up a little bit for you so you can come on board. Oh, and to everybody that's already on board, you're going to grin because I'm going to give you a little extra bonus for taking fast action. A little bit of extra time on that consult. We'll spend some more time together helping you move this along. And I'm going to leave this up so you can jump in and get that. And be one of the people that come on board during the live show. Andrea says she's looking forward to great things. So am I. Looking forward to it. All right. Some of you guys are saying you're sending ear scratches to the dogs. Thank you, Dawn. They would love you for it. They slept through the storm. Thank goodness. All right. So thank you for being here. Go get this stuff. You got your link inside your chat box there. And here on screen, listbuildinggoldsecrets.com. And as always, go use this stuff because it flat out works.